once you fix that smoke detector that you've got back there, beeping all the damn time. How long has it been beeping like that, Brandon?
Forever. Promise you.
What?
I promise you it has.
You can't find a 9-volt battery to fix that thing?
We good.
You sure?
I'm sure. I'm
You, you,
snatched. I snatched the battery out and everything. So God forbid there's a fire.
no, you can't. See, Brandon, it's going to keep beeping if there's no battery. You got to put a battery in and it stops beeping.
Oh, say word.
Oh, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't be having no fires like that.
Okay, Brandon, no. See, you are going to be one of those people on the news who's going to be out there like, oh, there's a 5-alarm fire in this apartment complex. Here's one of the residents. Man, I didn't have no battery in the thing. I thought it was going to work. And you're going to be one of those people on the news.
I don't put it back.
No, you got to put one back that works, Brandon. You can't put an old one in there. It's going to keep beeping.
I'll get a new one at HEB later.
Okay, cool. At HEB. Oh, man. Well, with that, welcome y'all to the What If podcast. This is my co-host this week from Austin, Texas himself, B. Sims. Brandon, introduce yourself to the lovely audience.
What's up, lovely ladies and gentlemen and hood rats and whatnot? I'm Brandon Simmons. I am also going by the name of B. Sims, rapper and blogger, originally from Houston, Texas, living in Austin, Texas. Into a lot of stuff, blogging, rapping, as I just mentioned, and I'm gonna stop talking because I'm getting nervous. So yeah.
Wait a minute, how are you gonna get nervous? I see you on Facebook every week.
That's
put stuff down, and then like on Facebook Live, and then you're a blogger. How are you gonna be nervous as a blogger, dude?
Man, that's different. That's Facebook. That's social media. Like everybody's a star on social media. That's why
this isn't social.
It's a different kind of social. It's like keyboard social. Like it's not like the real social. Like you gotta go up and walk to somebody. Like
is it keyboard social like the new norm for social now or no?
It pretty much is just about.
Exactly.
People say whatever they, but it's like different because it's like a fake type of courage. Like you get to say what you want, then you get to go run away and delete your account, or you get to hide on Twitter behind eggshells and shit like that. So
Now, I understand that, but people are hearing your voice now, and you already put your information out there, so you can't hide behind nothing now.
That's my New Year's resolution. Stop being so damn shy, but it's working. It's not working now. Who cares? Who knows?
Brandon, I never knew you someone as shy. I always knew you going up there, always on the stage. You be rapping on the stage, so I never knew you someone as shy. How you gonna be shy now?
Man, that's the same thing. Like. I've invited coworkers out to see me perform, and they're like, "Oh my God, that is such a different you," and it's like, "Yeah,
yeah." I don't like talking to your bitch ass at work. But thanks for coming, y'all. Thanks for coming. But yeah, man. So, what have you been up to, man? Any new projects or anything like that, or anything coming up, or what?
I've been working on a random assortment of songs. I'm trying to come out with an R&B hip hop EP. It's called "A Fuck Boy and a Gentleman."
So classy.
Yeah. I've been looking into like putting my stuff out more digitally on Spotify, Google Play, all that new stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. I just wrapped up I'm wrapping up the third season of my Black Quarterback football column. Gotta go through the conference championship picks, Super Bowl picks. Mm-hmm. Just unfortunately, I wrapped up my Houston Texans column called.
Man, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. All right, we're getting around to get to that. But where can you find your blog, man? What's your blog? What's your website blog?
Got two blogs. The one where you can find like my random writings and my Texans column is on my website, brandonsimmons.biz. The Black Quarterback column and those writings, you can find that on brothersonsports.com is the website, Boss Sports, and just look up Black Quarterback and you'll find me on there. So check it out when you got a chance.
Cool. And speaking of, before we get to the conference championships, let's talk about these divisional championships, and especially where I'm going, man. Talk about them Texans.
Oh man.
Man, look, okay, listen, right? I know. I said when the season started, I said, all right, cool. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna go like 9-7. I shit you not. Ask anyone around me. I said we're gonna go about 9-7, maybe 10-6, and then we're probably gonna lose in the first round of the playoffs as a wild card. All right,
Mm.
Brandon, what happened?
We lost in the second round.
See, so in my expectations, we exceeded where we were supposed to be. Now, there's one huge caveat to the whole succeeded where we're supposed to be. We succeeded despite ourselves.
Very true.
Because, goddamn it, when they signed Brock Osweiler in March of 2016, did you think he would be this bad?
I did not. And let me tell you something about that.
All right, please
When
do.
it comes, I love one thing about me when writing about sports. I love writing probably more than I like sports themselves.
Oh,
So I can pretty
wow.
much write anything.
Okay.
So when it comes to certain things about sports, I might be kind of ignorant on. Perfect example: Brock Osweiler signing a $72 million contract. I'm thinking, okay, what's the big deal? I mean, it's $72 million. Then I had to go back and think about it. Like, wait a minute, you signed $72 million, getting $18 million a year for 4 years, basically,
Yeah.
to be a starting quarterback. And I was like, that could be cause for concern.
It could be cause for concern.
Those are my first initial thoughts. Then I had to go back over it, and I was looking at what he did, and it's like, okay, he has some starting experience with the Denver Broncos. Has like 7 or 8 games backing up Peyton Manning. Okay, that's cool. You could probably learn a thing or two from Peyton Manning. And then I look at the Texans situation, and I tell people this all the time: the Texans had no choice but to give this man this money. Now, granted, you have all these theories about, Coach Bill O'Brien didn't see what he looked like before and all this and yada, yada, yada. But let's be real. After that 30-0 playoff loss,
5 interceptions.
There's no freaking way that the city was going to bring back Brian Hoyer with both of his legs. There was no way.
Are you saying the mob was waiting
Brian
outside?
Hoyer back.
Waiting outside just to break his legs?
That was like 30-0 at home. Like, there was no way that was gonna happen. So the team had to do something. It was like, look, our fans are gonna burn the stadium down if we bring him back. We can't go back to Hoyer. We probably can't go back to Fitzpatrick. Let's just go out here. Let's just get somebody, that's fairly decent. And what do? You go out, you look at some of the free agents at the time. And I can't name them off the top of my head, but I remember the few that were out there, and they weren't exactly $72 million worthy, all of them. Hell, half of them wasn't even $7 worthy.
Damn.
Fitzpatrick was out there. So you didn't want to go back to that.
Speaking of, real quick.
Hoyer was out there.
Real quick. Real quick.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, Fitzpatrick and Brock Osweiler should be a part of Ocean's 11 because those motherfuckers swindled corporations out of millions of dollars. Fitzpatrick used that Harvard education to good use because he stole. I will say it right now. I'm on record. Ryan Fitzpatrick stole about $12 million from the New York Jets. He stole that money. Am I wrong? Brandon.
Can you blame?
Brandon.
Blame him?
I'm not saying blame. I'm saying I'm stating a statement and I'm saying whether it's true or whether it's false. Ryan Fitzpatrick stole $12 million from the New York Jets.
It's difference between stealing and giving somebody money, in my opinion. It's the difference between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler's been on one team for 4 years, sitting on the bench for 3.5 of those years.
All right.
Ryan Fitzpatrick has been on just about half of. He's just been about on every team in half of the league or whatever.
You're not exaggerating. That's the sad part. Maybe a little, but he's been on 8 teams. Yeah.
The Jets knew what they were doing when they were bringing in a quarterback that's pretty much been a journeyman his whole career. So if they gave him $12 million, I can't cry for the Jets. I'm sorry. And it, and and on the same note, if the Texans gave Brock Osweiler a $72 million contract, I can't cry for them either. Only for the fact that as a Texans fan, I know that they could have solved this problem a long time ago. So yeah, if Brock got $72 million to be a starting quarterback and he ended up getting benched in what, week 15, and he still is guaranteed another year of $16 million, I ain't mad at you, player. Like shit.
I'm with you, Brandon. I am not mad at any NFL player that gets money from an NFL team. I am not mad at any of them because those same teams could cut you at a drop of a hat and give you no money. I get that. When players hold out for money, like D Hop, he held out for like 3 days in training camp so he could get that new money. I get it. Do it. Do what you got to do to get paid because you're one play away and one cut day away from not getting paid at all. I understand that. So I'm not blaming the players at all. And I agree with you again also with the same topic of what was Houston supposed to do? Because at the time, a year ago in March, they had two things. They had A, cap space, and B, draft picks. Now they could have A, traded away like their entire draft of 2016 and half of 2017 to move up to be in the top three to either get Jared Goff or Carson Wentz or what's that dude from Memphis? Paxton Lynch. They could have done that, or they could spend a lot of the cap space they had to get a quarterback that was already in the league there. So I understand, like either one or the other. Do you want to franchise you want to mortgage your team's future because that's what you would have done. You would have raided the shit. You would have completely traded away all draft picks for a guy you have no clue is going to be good or not, or spend money that you do have on a guy that you might think will pan out to be good. So at the time they did the right thing, but people could have said like, oh, Brock could have been great or Brock could have been average, but anyone could have ever imagined Brock being statistically one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. Statistically, I mean, there's only like maybe two people. I saw it Pro Football Talk or Pro Football Analysis. They said there's only like two other people that have played worse than what Brock Osweiler did this year that have played that long. Awful.
Nobody could have imagined that, and I couldn't imagine that either. Because I've seen Brock play in the preseason before.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to argue that, oh, this preseason, that means nothing. It is not so much, who he did it against. It's like what he did on the field. Like, he was making I've seen him make some good throws in preseason. He looked like he had a good arm, all that stuff. And that was when he was with the Broncos. When he was with the Texans, he didn't really look bad in the preseason. But somewhere down the line in this season, he just couldn't get it going.
The sad part about it was just accuracy. Like, good God, man! Like, no accuracy whatsoever. I remember I was watching the game, and I watched the game, and I'm on Twitter at the same time. So I'm looking at the Twitter, and I follow someone, and he kept saying Yao Ming, Yao Ming, Yao Ming. Do you know why he was saying Yao Ming?
Because he was tall and trash.
No. He was saying Yao Ming because every time Brock threw a pass, only Yao Ming could catch it. Because
isn't he like the tallest quarterback in NFL
he is the tallest quarterback in NFL history at 6'8".
Oh my God.
At 6'8". And the sad, like, whenever he would throw a pass, it's weird. Like, even during the divisional playoff game against the Patriots, right? I'm not saying we could have won. But what I am saying is there are some passes where, like, he's trying to dump it off to a running back who there's not a single soul around him within 5 yards. And you see Brock throw like a yard to the left of him at his feet with no pressure in his face. And you're sitting there like, it's like, what are you doing? Like, every time, like, I always held my breath whenever he threw the ball to D-Hop over the middle because he was leaving that man out to dry. And D-Hop is no small receiver. He's like 6'3" and with a wingspan of like 7 feet. So when he reaches up, he's reaching up. So when this man is jumping out of the stadium, reaching up, and he still can't catch these passes, my God, man, seriously. And then, have you heard his press conferences? I think that's what puts it over the edge, is his press conferences.
I ignore press conferences.
Man, Man, he's just this dude had the balls to say every interception has a story. What?
He didn't say that. You lying.
Every interception has. This man said this. Every interception has a story.
That sounds like some satire shit.
Oh,
Bring up to talk
dude,
about millennials or some shit.
he sounds like a Manchurian candidate, like Republican when he's at the press conference. He's like, I'm gonna go out there and just go out there and work and be for the team, and we're gonna work and just all this stuff, like the most Pollyanna, plain vanilla stuff ever.
Well,
and then
he can't afford to go Marshawn Lynch. Like,
excuse me, he's paid $60 million a season. I think he can.
No, he can't afford to say anything off script that'll have people look at him crazy.
Oh yeah, because he's already had people looking at him crazy, throwing passes over people's heads and doing the bullshit he's doing, right?
Yeah, he just needs to stick to the script, say the appropriate things, and just get the fuck off that podium because it is not going to work for him.
Yeah, well, anyways, so that's the AFC Conference Championship, of course. Texans went to New England, got their ass kicked, but everyone saw that was coming. Even it was a 16-point spread in Vegas, which I thought was like, that's kind of ludicrous. But then they lost by 18, so apparently Vegas knows what the fuck they're doing. So that's what happened there. And now we have the conference championships now, which once again, the city of Houston is not participating in a conference championship. So even with the Texans, even back with the Oilers, the last time the city of Houston was in a conference championship, I believe was back in 1980. So we weren't even a gleam in our daddy's eyes yet, and still the city of Houston has not been back to an AFC Championship. It's really heartbreaking, Brandon. Which with the Texans, and then with the Oilers when they were here. With this becoming championship weekend, the AFC and NFC championships will be on Sunday. This becoming championship weekend. Let's go back in time, right? Let's go back to the 1979 AFC Championship game, right? I'm just going to give you a quick overview of everything that happened because this is an infamous game. This game will go down. This game has gone down infamously in NFL history. All right? It was basically the Houston Oilers coming into Three River Stadium with the Steelers, right?
Right.
They got Dan Pastorini, they got Earl Campbell, the Tyler Rose. And they got double knot Kenny Burrow. They came back in the game. The week before, all three of those guys were out of the game against San Diego. Another game that they improbably won. They were like 18-point underdogs against San Diego. All three of their starters were out, and they found a way to win that game, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, and also, it's the Steelers, the Steel Curtain, the team of the 70s. Like, they had not lost at home ever. In fact, the last time they lost at Three River Stadium was against the Oilers. That's the last time they actually lost at home was against the Oilers. So, the Oilers were no slouches. They'd won 15 straight ever since that. And at the time, because I rewatched the game, I watched it on YouTube and things like that, they were literally saying this was the Super Bowl. The AFC Championship was the Super Bowl. They said the Rams and the Bucks ain't shit. That was pretty much what they were saying back in the day. They said the AFC Championship, this is what it is. Whoever wins this is pretty much given the Super Bowl trophy right now. So, but remember the year before, in 1979, because this game was played in 1980. In 1979, the year before, the Oilers did play the Steelers in in Three River Stadium, and it was a mess. They lost 34-5. It was bad, dude. They had 9 turnovers. This game would make Brian Hoyer proud. They had 9 turnovers, dude. It was pretty bad, and remember at that time in the late 70s, it was the peak of the Love You Blue days. After that game, even though they lost 34-5, they came back to Houston and the entire Astrodome was filled with pom-poms and the Columbia Blue and Love You Blue and all that good stuff. So, this is their team. This is their team kind of thing. And they were back in the game in the AFC Championship. One little note I want to make while I was watching the game. You know how we make fun of Randy Bullock and how he's just a fat kicker?
Yeah.
Well, Randy Bullock is a lean, mean fighting machine compared to these kickers back in the day, dude. Dude, This kicker, this kicker Frisch or whatever, Tony Frisch, dude's huge. He looked like a lineman. It looked like, honestly, I was looking at that kicker. It looked like on the sideline he was like smoking cigarettes and eating like a hoagie or something. Because he was fat, dude. He was big.
You know what? Back then, they probably were. Because I don't know how. I mean, I would say they were in shape. But you got to realize these guys are like probably 20, 30 years removed from when they didn't wear face masks. So I would say they probably weren't in the best of shape as the players are today.
Yeah, you know, in the off season they would be like selling cars and doing other stuff like that. But man, it was crazy, man. Just because you're used to watching football today, you see these athletes on the field, but then you see back in the day, like, man, these guys, like, whoa, kind of thing. So the game started off with all that. It started out great. Basically, Vernon Perry picked off Terry Bradshaw for a 75-yard interception for a touchdown. The Oilers are up 7-0. Things are rolling, right? And I'm watching this game, and I'm looking at this game, and clearly the Steelers. There's a reason why the Steelers were the Steelers, because I'm watching this game, and they are just running the ball down Houston's throat. Like they're just running right through the defense with Franco Harris and Rocky Bieber, man. They're just running down their throats. And the thing is, Houston's defense was no slouch. They were like ranked like fourth or fifth in the league, you know. But they were just hammering it down there. And then finally, that was the whole first half. They outgained in the whole first half. Pittsburgh outgained Houston 2-1. It was pretty much the Dan Pastorini show. He had to go in there without Kenny Burrows, because apparently Kenny Burrows never played the entire game. He was in for like a play and then he left. So their star receiver is gone. Imagine the Houston Texans offense without DeAndre Hopkins, just gone. The dude was gone. So basically, they got a bunch of. They had their, on a basketball team. You got your Scott Brooks, your auxiliary white dude.
Yeah.
That's what basically the Houston Oilers were playing with. They had Mike Renfro, the infamous Mike Renfro. He was out there catching passes over the middles. Earl was a non-factor. Earl got nothing. Seriously, it was halfway through by the first half, he had 8 rushes for like 0 yards.
Jeez.
He's nothing. I was watching it. It was painful. It was like. Dude, like every time he got the ball, wall, black jersey. It was bad, dude. It was really, really bad. So basically, at the 2-minute warning, he was at the 2-minute warning for the first half. He was at -2 yards rushing. So he had to run like 3 or 4 yards to actually get 0 yards by the end of the half. But when the second half started, the Oilers punted on their first drive. But when the Steelers punted it back to the Oilers, but when they punted. The Steelers muffed the punt, so the Oilers got the ball in Steelers territory. All right, things are looking good. They're only down 17-10. They got this, man. So basically, this is where it all happens. They're in the Steelers end zone. It's the third quarter, and that's when Dan Pastorini takes a snap, throws to the right end of the end zone into the corner. Mike Renfro, 2 feet are in, incomplete pass. All the replays, like. You know how sometimes in the instant replay or the challenges, you could be like, oh, well, maybe. No, there's no maybe here, dude. It's like, it was green turf, white shoes, both feet in bounds. You can still see some green. So it was like 2 feet down, and the refs got into a huddle, and they talked, and they said incomplete pass. And they had to settle.
And control of the ball.
And control of the ball, everything. He had control of the ball, put one hand up with a finger up saying, I scored. That's how much control of the ball he had. You know? So he had control of the ball, feet down. Ref said no catch. They kick a field goal. There. The Steelers, because the Oilers D is they're deflated. They're like, if we can't even get that, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. They're deflated. Steelers go down to score again. It's 27-13, and that's pretty much all she wrote. The Oilers lose the AFC Championship 27-13, and as we all know, Steelers went on to go beat the LA Rams in Super Bowl 20. So, not Super Bowl 20, but they went to go beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. All right? And that, my friend, was the last time the Houston Oilers were in the AFC Championship. Throughout the 80s, the season after the next season, they fired Bum Phillips. But first of all, let me tell you, Bum Phillips looked like a pimp on the sideline, dude. Like a straight up pimp. He had a cowboy hat, and he had like
I saw that shit.
He had the fur coat. He was looking nice, dude. He was looking like a pimp. It was great. So he was looking nice on the sidelines. So that was the last time.
when I see shit like that, I thank God for Roger Goodell like every day.
No!
There's no.
When I see shit like that, I get pissed because I'm like, man, we can have dudes out here just wearing the most. Look, it's the National Football League. It's entertainment. Entertain me, damn it.
Yeah, but don't come out looking like freaking Huggy Bear and shit. Like,
This motherfucker's a Huggy Bear.
redneck Dolomite in this motherfucker. Like,
What you say? Don't come out there. Tell me they don't come to the press conference looking like Dolomite.
oh man, it's bad enough for the fucking these days.
Exactly, and you know why they do that? It's because they can't do this shit on the field. Imagine if they could do this shit on the field, it would even out. You'd be some craziness here and there, but you would have Cam Newton wearing a top hat with like a turtleneck and a monocle and some bullshit. I mean, what the hell is that?
It's bad enough what Cam Newton does. Like, I'm gonna need my fucking head coach coming out there in a goddamn fur coat and slippers and some fucking cowboy hat, like looking like a fucking creator player on GTA. Like, what kind of Halloween is this, motherfucker?
Well, after that 1979 season, Bum had one more.
Robbed a thrift shop and tried to lie about it. Like, what the fuck?
He's Macklemore. He was Macklemore before Macklemore, man. For real.
Oh, man.
So after that 79 season, he had one more season, and then Bud Adams fired Bum Phillips. And through the 80s, we had like 3 head coaches. It was just a rotating, turning table. And I was like, man. And then all the way through the 80s, the Oilers never got back to the divisional round. They only got to the divisional round. They never got back to the AFC Championship. Meanwhile, in 1987, Bud Adams and his snaky ass was threatening to move the team to Jacksonville. He's all like, I want a new stadium. Moving to Jacksonville. The city of Houston said, all right, hold on. So what they did was they had a $67 million renovation to the Astrodome. They added 10,000 seats and like 50 luxury boxes and stuff like that. All right. So that's what happened in the late 80s. Then, 1992, we all remember the Buffalo game. 30-3 Buffalo game. Losing to Buffalo to like a third-string quarterback in Frank Reich, you know. And then the next year, they won the AFC Central. They went like 14-2, but they lost at home to a Joe Montana-led Kansas City Chiefs. And after that, it was just downhill from there. Because even after the renovations they did in 1987, Bud came back again and said, I want a new stadium. And the city was like, hey man, you ain't won shit. And this team sucks. What the fuck was the stadium? Not to mention, the city of Houston was going through a downturn in the 80s because the oil business was going through a downturn. So they didn't have any money. They didn't want to be plunged again for some taxpayer money for a team that, you know, that wasn't doing very well. So, Bud, in all of his infinite wisdom, that's when he moved the team to Tennessee, and by 1996 or 1998, man, that's the last we saw of the Houston Oilers. They were the Tennessee Oilers for a year, and then after that. So, and then the rest is history. So, with all that being said, and you're seeing our Houston Texans last week losing in the divisional round of the playoffs once again that bugaboo divisional round. I present to you, Brandon, a what if the Houston Oilers won that 1979 AFC Championship game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right?
Yeah.
For me,
it
changes. What would you think if the Oilers beat the Steelers, right? And they went on to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. And that means for the first time ever, this city would have had a championship, a Lombardi trophy, a silver football on a stick. How would that have changed the fortunes of this? Not just the Houston Oilers, but the city of Houston itself.
It changes everything. Like just looking at the 70s, those seasons before they actually went into that game, Oilers were just garbage.
Yeah,
like,
it was bad.
They were bad. Just different records. 2 wins here, 1 win there. We were talking about they lost to the Steelers the year before in the AFC Championship game. The year before that, they lost to them like 12-7. You know, so going into that game, and even in that season,
That
they were
season,
11, they were
that's
11-5,
mm-hmm.
second in AFC. And
And
like you
I
said,
remember that season they beat the Steelers earlier that season because I think the Steelers went like 15-1, and their only loss was against the Oilers in the Astrodome.
yeah, I think it was the second matchup that they
Yeah,
beat them in.
yeah,
And so, and the crazy part is this: 11-5, second in their division. The Steelers were the motherfucking number one. They were in first place in their division.
yep.
It kind of reminded me of, and unfortunately, I have to bring them into this, but it kind of reminded me of this season with the Giants and the Cowboys,
Yeah.
because I always figured that because the Giants were like second behind the Cowboys at one point. I think they were like 3 games behind them for the division lead.
Yeah, for the
And I
NFC
always
East.
figured that, like, if the Giants and the Cowboys weren't in the same division, these would probably be like the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the NFC. And so when I look at that for the AFC North or Central, whatever it's called at the
AFC
time,
Central. AFC Central at the time, yeah.
and so I figure like that could be a possible scenario. Like these teams would be like, the 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC, and I think the playoffs were a little bit different set up during that time because I saw that the Oilers actually had a home game in their wild card, even though they didn't win their division. So I forgot how they were
It
actually
was it
set up.
was it was 3 divisions: AFC East, AFC Central, AFC West, and same with the NFC. And then it would be you win your division, and then it would be the top 3 teams after that, and then they go by record of whether you'd host a home game. So that's why they hosted a home game. They hosted that season. They hosted a home game against the Denver Broncos and beat them like 17-9 or something like that. And then they had to go to San Diego and play them without their 3 best players. Yeah,
But yeah, it definitely changes it, and pretty much playoff losses and wins, they change cultures in the city. I mean, if you think about Tom Brady in the snow game or whatever the hell they dubbed that, or
yeah.
the Tuck Rule game,
The
yeah.
Tuck Rule game, yeah.
I mean, if that goes another way, um, I mean, yeah, it didn't affect the Raiders negatively. They went to a Super Bowl like a couple years after that, but how does it affect the Patriots?
I don't think so, dude. I think when they went to the Super Bowl I think they went to the Super Bowl in like in is it 01 or 02? Because I remember they went to the Super Bowl, got their ass kicked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then
No,
I
that
think
was like 03.
03. Okay, it was like 03. That yeah. Okay, my bad.
So yeah, it was like, and think about it, like that's the last time they actually went to the playoffs, but that's probably a whole nother conversation or whatever.
Yeah,
But
until this
either
year.
yeah, and so even with that, with the loss to the Steelers in that championship game, also, um, that kind of added to the reputation of Choke City. I remember hearing, just reading, just like watching other documentaries over the Rockets when they played the Celtics in that in that first in their first NBA Finals. I think it was like '86 or
Yeah,
something.
86 or
I,
80, yeah.
I think they at first mentioned like, oh yeah, Houston's trying to overcome this whole choke city reputation. And actually, I remember they were talking about it when the Rockets went on those back-to-back NBA Finals runs. The first year they went to the finals, they were like, yeah, Houston's the city known for, known as Choke City, and I think they did bring up the Steelers game at the time. I was way young
We
to
were like in
remember,
fourth
but
grade. We were like in fourth grade, something like that.
just about like second or third grade
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
And so I remember like hearing that term like choke city. And so when the Rockets won those titles, it was like went from choke city to clutch city, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so now you kind of see it with that. Um, the Rockets are pretty much like quote unquote the favorites of the city. It's probably between them and the Astros maybe, but I think the Rockets kind of like edge them out on that just because of those 2 titles. And so like what you said also, they lose that game. Do the orders even move to Tennessee?
Exactly.
Like this,
Because I'm thinking of it this way. This is what I was thinking, extrapolating in my head. The Oilers win the AFC Championship against Steelers.
mhm.
They go to Pasadena, beat the LA Rams. They win the Super Bowl. There's a Lombardi Trophy in Houston. I honestly think that keeps Bum Phillips his job through at least the mid '80s. Because remember, after this season, he had one more season, and then they went to the playoffs the next season. But I think they lost to the Raiders in the wild card round, and then after that, they fired Bum and they brought in someone else. So I think if they win a Super Bowl that season, Bum is there till like 85 or 86, and then maybe he leaves after that. That goes on through there. Not to mention 85, 86, Bud Adams was looking for renovations to the stadium. In 85 or 86, I bet you with that Super Bowl win, he gets a new stadium in Houston built. I bet he probably gets a new stadium in Houston built. A new stadium in Houston is built in the 80s, and they continue. They don't have all these problems. They don't have all these problems. Bud doesn't move in 1998, and I think in 2017, if the Oilers did win in 1980 that Super Bowl, I think in 2017 we still have the Houston Oilers, and we still have the Houston Oilers. LA has a team in 2002, not Houston, but we still have the Houston Oilers if they won that Super Bowl championship.
Of course. Like, it's just, and I was thinking about like all the players that we could have had. Just, and I hate doing that too because it seems corny.
It's not. No, it's not.
You look at the Titans, it's like, damn, Mariota and Derrick Henry could have played for the Houston Oilers. Hell, even Bish Young could have played for the Houston Oilers.
Not even. We don't even have to go. Maybe, but we don't have to go there because remember when the Oilers left in 1999 or 1998, we had Steve McNair. We had him for like a year, and then they left. Steve McNair and Eddie George, and then they left because remember they were here for a year. They left, and then around the third year, when McNair was like a third or fourth year, and Eddie George was like his first or second year, that's when they became the Aaron McNair and Eddie George that we know in Tennessee. That's when they started going to the AFC Championship a lot, beating the Ravens, and they went to the AFC Championship to the Super Bowl in 1999. And we could have had 2 Super Bowls, dude. Go to the Super Bowl in 1999, lose to the Rams by 6 inches. This city could have had 2 Super Bowls and still had their NFL franchise. Because remember, you were here, Brandon. Because I was in Nigeria, but you were here when there was no football in Houston. How did that feel?
Oh my God! Like, I actually rooted for the Cowboys.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I listen. I'm honest with people about this. When there was no football in Houston, I just rooted for the Cowboys because that's all that was there in Texas.
See,
and it wasn't like, and the crazy shit was, it wasn't like the Cowboys that's here today, that's like going to the playoffs and shit. It was like it was probably like one of the darkest times.
98, 99 was after Aikman had retired. Irvin had been carried off on a stretcher. Like, yeah, those Aikman, Irvin, Emmitt Smith was still there, but they weren't that good though.
I remember watching that Michael Irvin game because it was like kind of like my first year, like really getting into football.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Cowboys here is the big 3, and I wasn't realizing like how long they've been around. So it was like the 3rd game of the year. And Irvin goes down with a neck injury. I'm like, fuck. and then like the next year, I see that, so the next year I think was like Aikman's last year.
Yeah.
And I actually went out to a game I went to an Astros game that day.
Okay.
And I came back home. I heard that Aikman got hurt. And when I saw the highlights, like, man, they tore his ass up. Man, like you see Aikman standing up right now, commentating on games, but yeah, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, his concussion. He could have easily played a few more years, but those concussions, he was like, nah, bro, no more. Man, it was rough.
And I got to see Emmitt Smith play for the Arizona Cardinals, so yeah. So when the Texans came, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stick with this team. I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving another team. That's ridiculous.
See, that's how bad it was. Because we all know, at least we know, the huge Houston versus Dallas rivalry. How it goes back and forth. So when they took the Oilers to Tennessee, where it came to the point where we were so starved that we had to start cheering for the Cowboys. That's why we have the shit we have right now. That's why half the city is Cowboy fans.
Exactly. Because it hasn't been wiped out yet.
It hasn't.
Texans have been. I mean, they rode the wave for being an expansion team for so long that it's like when they get into the playoffs, it's not that much expectation for them to do anything.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is those first two times they made the playoffs, especially the second time they made the playoffs, a lot of people thought they had a chance to actually go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's the crazy part.
Yeah.
And so they got beat by the Patriots in that second year they went to the playoffs. They got beat by the Patriots. I think it was probably about like 10 points or something. It wasn't like a huge margin, but it was like
You know the sad. No. I know what it was when they went to New England. Got beat. They got their ass kicked actually that second. It was the first year when T.J. Yates was the quarterback and they went to Baltimore and got beat by the Ravens.
Yeah.
That was the one where like, all right, if Matt Schaub, I don't even know why. I can't believe I'm saying this. If Matt Schaub was healthy, they could have beaten the Ravens and maybe gone to the AFC.
He was on during that
Yeah,
time.
those are the
And
3
when
years.
2013 came, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I have never in my life seen a quarterback drop off a cliff so hard.
Yo, 2013 Texans was everybody's 2016 last year. I swear to God.
That is a great analogy, Brandon. That is a great fucking analogy. It was, man.
They won those first 2 games, and shit. That was a Hopkins rookie year. So
Yeah.
then it was like, got Johnson, we got Hopkins. Oh shit.
We got Arian Foster in the backfield. It was great.
Oh my God. We was about to destroy the whole league, and we fucked around and got beat by everybody. We got beat by the Rams. That was the year freaking Kubiak had a heart attack on the sideline. It was like, yo.
Yeah. It was. Oh, damn, it was, wasn't it? That was a Jacksonville game. It was a Thursday night Jacksonville game. I remember that shit.
Oh, no. That was the game he got fired at.
No. Wait.
The Sunday night game against the Colts when we played them at home.
That's where he had the heart attack?
Yeah, when Keenum was starting. Keenum made his first start, and he had scored like 3 straight touchdowns, and we was just like, yeah, we finna beat these guys and all this shit. Then like right before halftime, Kubiak has a heart attack or he falls out and something, and so I think Wade Phillips coached the rest of the game, and we gave up like 24 straight points.
We could not catch a break that year, dude. Man, we could not catch a break that year. So yeah, that's what I think. I think if the Oilers were to accomplish the impossible and win that Super Bowl, we could have been talking about a completely different team right now, man. We could have still had the Houston Oilers. Still, and we could have still had the Houston Oilers, and we wouldn't have had that horrible day. Remember when a few years ago that like the old AFC teams had those throwback uniforms, and you saw Vince Young in a 1960s Oilers uniform in Tennessee? How much did that fucking hurt, dude? I saw that shit with the blue helmet and the white oil dike on it. I was like, fuck you.
That hurts so bad.
It hurts so bad, dude.
Just knowing he wanted to play here.
He did.
Like that was just bad. And like it's so many people in Texas, this whole state, that just loves Vince Young for what he's done for UT.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's probably Cowboy fans that would have loved to have him in Houston. It's just craziness. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's crazy to think. And like, even though this is a hypothetical question about like what would happen if they really would have won that game, and when you think about it more and more, like, the Oilers really probably was fucked up from that game. And just looking at and even though they went to they made the playoffs the next year, it still meant nothing because it's like they lost that, and now it's like, I mean, I haven't seen the games obviously, but it just kind of makes you wonder. Just looking at all those records, it's like, damn, did they ever recover from that? And then when they really got back into it, back in like '87, with Warren Moon at the helm, it's like,
yeah.
Well, shit, they're going back into the playoffs, but now it's like wild card, divisional round, wild card, divisional round.
And I think the straw that broke the camel's back was in '94 when they were 14-2, like they were 14-2, had like the best record in the AFC. They were at home and they lost to the Chiefs. That's when it was like, you know what, this is done. We're done here. Because after that season where they lost to the Chiefs, they traded Warren Moon to the Vikings.
Yes. Oh wait, but I think that was didn't he have that little domestic issue at the
That happened that season, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that might have been 50-50 why he got traded to the Vikings, but still.
Man, I mean, I don't know, man. It was just rough, man, and just again never recovered from that. The team left, so I mean, we could just what if, man? With the Oilers, I feel definitively that if the Houston Oilers won the 1979 AFC Championship game, we would still have the Houston Oilers in 2017. That's just how I feel.
We really would.
Yeah. So, Brandon, how you feel about these games this weekend? Packers, Falcons, and Steelers, Patriots.
Oh, you mean the NBA Finals? Yo, statistically speaking,
yes,
the Patriots probably have the best defense out of all four of those teams.
Yes,
statistically speaking,
this is correct.
But all those quarterbacks are like, if you were playing Madden on arcade mode, those are the four quarterbacks you would probably want to put if you want to get in a shootout with anybody. I mean, of course, the Falcons and the Packers, like, oh my God, more like the first to 100 points, basically. Pretty much. So, I mean, you can pick your poison on that one. I mean, I could probably go with the Falcons because they're playing at home, but I mean, they've lost at home before in a playoff game with Matt Ryan as quarterback.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Against that same team, the Packers.
God, yes.
Yeah. No.
Actually, I think was it Kaepernick that beat him?
No, it was Aaron Rodgers. It was because it wasn't an NFC. I think it was the divisional round that they lost. They were like one and done.
Who did they play?
Because I think it was that was the year that I believe that they went to the Falcons, beat the Falcons, then went to Arizona and had that crazy overtime NFC Championship game in Arizona. I think.
Who did San Francisco play to go to the Super Bowl?
I think they beat the Packers. That's when they beat the Packers in Green Bay. Because I think they couldn't find an answer to Colin Kaepernick. They couldn't find an answer to Colin Kaepernick. The Packers, they couldn't find an answer of what to do with them, kind of thing. So he just ran like. I think so. Hold on, let me look. That was 2012, right? So let me look up 2012 season.
I thought it was Falcons, but
NFL season. Yeah. So you got the Falcons, or you think the Falcons are gonna win. What about on the other side with the Steelers and the Patriots? Since Antonio Brown has apologized for his video of people cussing in the locker room, which I don't understand why you apologize, but whatever.
Antonio Brown's an idiot.
What, you only realize that now?
I mean, come on, man. Facebook Live, the coach's speech. Oh my God! Like, are you that thirsty for Facebook that you have to Facebook Live?
Also, Brandon, you're right. They did beat San Francisco in the NFC Championship. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was alright, but I was gonna be like, San Francisco wasn't shit back then, but I'm thinking about like San Francisco in the last couple of years. I'm like,
yeah.
Antonio Brown, he's just young. He doing whatever the fuck he wants, makes millions of dollars. Man, I guess as long as he performs, like nobody really cares. But if they lose, they gonna Odell Beckham the shit out of him.
No, dude, Odell Beckham, he just. Why the fuck did they go to Miami, dude? Why?
I don't know why people don't get.
Does he not remember?
That shit.
Remember a few years ago when Tony Romo went to Cabo, like when the Cowboys had like a bye week or something like that. They went to Cabo, and the next week they came back, got their ass. Remember that shit?
I don't know why I keep forgetting about that shit. That must have been swept under the rug. You know why I forgot about that shit? Because it wasn't all over fucking Snapchat.
It's true. That is true. That is very true. Yeah.
I mean, it's still the fact that you made that decision. So, I mean, like I said, he's young too. He got his whole career ahead of him as well. So
Yeah. So do you have the Packers or the Patriots?
uh, you know what? Just for the sake of what Aaron Rodgers has been doing to teams
Mm-hmm.
these last few games, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go with the Packers.
Oh, and I'm
Like,
sorry. I'm sorry. Steelers of the Patriots. I'm sorry. Steelers of the Patriots.
oh, Steelers and Patriots. I'm gonna just go with the Patriots.
It's
Safe
Patriots.
bet.
So you think it's gonna be a Patriots, Packers Super Bowl in Houston? That'd be pretty nice, though.
You know what? I'm going with it.
You going
Patriots
with
and
it?
Packers.
Patriots and Packers.
Even though they both beat us, I mean, I'm
But
just glad it's not Cowboys. So I don't know. I swear I thought the NFL was about to like rig some shit in that game, and they were gonna win, and the Cowboys were gonna win. But I mean, how can you bet against Aaron Rodgers? Motherfucker threw 3 Hail Marys in 2 seasons. Like, who's, like he's walking with God right now. Like, probably just give it to Aaron Rodgers.
mm-hmm.
So, because I know Aaron Rodgers is gonna be sharp. Like, he's not. Aaron Rodgers isn't blowing out Matt Ryan. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm guessing one of them is gonna have 500, 400 yards on Sunday. So it's gonna be close.
All right then. All right, Brandon. Well, if you want anyone from our audience to reach you, Brandon, how can they get a hold of you, man?
They can get a hold of me on Twitter, on the Twitters, twitter.com slash twitter.com slash bsimstexas. Want to check me out on some of my writing, facebook.com slash Brandon Blog, BrandonBlog. If you want to check out some of my music, soundcloud.com slash bsims, b dash simms. Also, look me up on Facebook for my music page, facebook.com slash sim.
All right, Brandon, thanks for that. And you all know if you want to get in contact with me and everything with the What If podcast, you can find our show on SoundCloud at the What If Cast. And you can also email me your questions, comments, concerns, your own what if scenarios. I want them, I need them. I'm going to put them on this show. Email them to thewhatifcast@gmail.com. You can also get to me on Twitter. Go to @the_whatifcast. And also you can look for us on Facebook. Just search on Facebook, What If Cast. And coming soon, hopefully by next week's episode, all the episodes will be on YouTube. Just search on YouTube, The What If Podcast. So, until then, guys, I will see you later in this, the What If Podcast.
Always in control. And when you say the Oilers, you're talking Super Bowl, 'cause we're the Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers #1. Yes, we're the Houston Oilers.